Hey everyone, it's Ethan or Miist back again for another video today, and welcome back to the channel, guys. We're here again for yet another video, yet another Funko Friday. If I sound weird, I just had like a bit of a coughing attack, and I just feel a tickle in my throat, and the water's not helping. Sorry, I don't really know what's going on, but I got to get this video recorded, so nonetheless, we're here for another Funko Friday. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, we're here with 5 Flash Pops. This will probably be either the second last or the last of the Flash Pops, which I know Flash is not for everyone, so that's fair. With that being said, let's hop into it. Let's get into it, starting it off with the first of the set, and these are all Pops from The Flash that came out in 2023, the movie with Ezra Miller. Which I do personally enjoy. Big Flash fan. Obviously figured it was only appropriate to wear my Ezra shirt. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I do enjoy that movie. I unfortunately never got to rewatch it last year. Mel and I were hoping to watch it together. We never ended up doing that, so hopefully this summer, because it's just kind of summer vibes, I guess. I don't know. Nonetheless, let's get into it. Starting it off with this Flash 1333. Like I said, this is the first of the set, and I'll show you the set as well. This is just a nice pop, really just showcasing the suit, which I do like this suit. I don't think it's bad at all. Honestly, I don't really see many people complaining about this suit. Not that I could remember either at the time. So this isn't a bad suit, really, whatsoever. I don't think it's as great as some of Grant Gustin's suits, but I do think this is also better than some of Grant Gustin's suits. But, yeah, I enjoy this one a lot, actually. There's another look at the pop. Like I said, just kind of chill, pretty simple. And then let me give you guys a look at the set. So, the set's pretty interesting. Of course, we have this Flash pop. And I only have the 5 Speedster pops from this set. I don't have any of the other characters, like the Wonder Woman, the Zod, the Supergirl, the Iris, or either of the Batmen. Although looking at this, I kind of wish I had the Supergirl, to be honest. I like that pop. It looks pretty nice. But, yeah. I've also been thinking about going through my collection again. Obviously, there's lots of pops back there. And trying to diminish the collection a little bit, because I don't buy a lot of pops nowadays. And it's not as hot of a commodity as it was, especially during, like, early COVID years. Early COVID times, in general, I guess. And I'm just not as into them anymore, and I think I kind of want to clear up some space. So I might do that. We'll see. I'm not really sure. But I can think of one pop in here that probably would go, for sure. Anyways, not important. Let's take a look at how much this Flash is worth, because I haven't actually checked any of these, and truthfully I have no idea what these ones are worth. So this Flash is currently worth about $15. Came out back in 2022, which is interesting since the movie actually came out in 2023. I don't remember them coming out the year before. Must have been late in the year. Man, looking at the letterbox average of this movie makes me so sad. Nice, good old 2.5. Unfortunate. All right, let's move on to the next pop. We're just going to go numerically, which this one is Barry Allen. This is, of course, Barry Allen from the alternate timeline that our original Barry makes. And this one's interesting. He is just in a Michael Keaton Batman suit, painted red, pretty much. This suit's okay. This is the pop I was talking about that will probably go. But, yeah, let's take a look at how much this one's worth. So, this berry, which I noticed there's a rip on the bottom of the box, unfortunately. This berry is currently worth $14. Nothing too crazy here either. Came out in 2022. Literally $1 cheaper than the first pop, so nothing too special there. Let's move on to the homemade suit, which I love a good homemade suit, whether it's Spider-Man or the Flash or, you know, whatever it may be. I feel like those two come to mind really immediately. But, yeah, very, very awesome. This Barry Allen homemade suit, which I do quite like. And I quite like this scene as well, really showing Barry at the beginning of his powers in Man of Steel. And it's another perspective of Man of Steel, which is my favorite DCEU movie. So, yeah, it's kind of nice to get a little bit more extra from that. And seeing Barry in his literally earliest stages of being the Flash is quite interesting, and I like that. And you can obviously see the inexperience that he's going through, and it's quite a fight for him, which I actually really enjoy that a lot about the movie. Yeah, let's take a look at how much Barry here is worth. Alright, wow, okay. This might be the cheapest pop in my collection. This one's currently worth $4. It's not very expensive at all. Honestly, that's quite surprising. I didn't even know that pops got that cheap. So, that's cool. I don't really care. I mean, I'm keeping the pop anyways, not going anywhere, but that's quite funny. Alright, let's move on to the fourth pop of the video, which is actually a very interesting one. An interesting take, not necessarily on any of the villains we know, but of course the villain of the Flash, which is Dark Flash, which is a pretty cool one. I like seeing the purple lightning. I really wish we could have seen more of this Dark Flash. And when we first see Dark Flash, it's one of my favorite moments of the movie. And I think Andy Muschietti was a very good director in some scenes. And that one, I think he really excels, kind of showing a bit of his horror background. The way that Dark Flash enters in, it's really epic and it's really awesome. And I really love that. It's one of my favorite scenes from the movie. And obviously this is basically just Barry Allen from the alternate timeline. And this is what he looks like, just continuously going back in time, seeing what that does to someone, specifically the Flash. This is a cool pop, nonetheless, I'd say, yeah. I still enjoy this pop. Not the villain I'd hoped for, but not a terrible villain. Not really much of a villain in general, I guess, but let's take a look at Dark Flash here. This one's currently worth about $11. Not too expensive either. This one also came out in 2022. And actually, I think out of all these pops, the only one that was vaulted was Homemade Soup Barry that I remember. So that's interesting. Not really sure why, but maybe because it's worth $4. Alright, let's move on to the fifth and final pop of today's video, which is probably my favorite. I don't know, Jesus. Anyways, this one's probably my favorite. This one's also a glow-in-the-dark, which we looked at some glow-in-the-dark flash pops in the last video. This is also a Amazon exclusive, but this one's pretty cool. We actually see Barry running with his lightning, which looks quite awesome. I'll give you a look at the side box, because that's much easier to see. And yeah, that's a really nice looking pop. This is probably my favorite from the set. Yeah, quite like this one a lot, like I said. It's nice to see him kind of running, a little bit of lightning action. Again, this one glows in the dark, so it'd be cool to see what that actually looks like. I'm not sure. Maybe when, maybe if I scan here on the Funko app, it'll actually show. Yeah, it shows a little bit what the glow in the dark looks like. And yeah, it's just pretty sweet. And you can actually see like the yellow on his suit also. Also is... Holy shit, sorry. I just kind of get distracted about how much this is worth. But yeah, you can also see in the picture how much... oh, Jesus. I'm so lost. I cannot believe this is so expensive. You can also see the lines through Barry's suit. It glows in the dark, which is really cool. But yeah, this pop, a solid $162, which is insane. I had no idea it was worth that much. Jeez, looking at my collection, that's gotta be one of my most expensive. Let me take a look real quick. Yeah, that's my third most expensive pop. That's so random. Oh, there's a few Flash pops actually worth the same, which we haven't seen yet. My God, that's so odd. I would have never ever guessed that that pop was so expensive. It's crazy to see how much these pops fluctuate in price from time to time, to be fair. And yeah, some of them are worth a lot, some of them lose a lot of value, some of them keep their value. It's quite interesting. Like, my most expensive pop has been my most expensive pop ever since I bought it, which was Duel on Mustafar, which that price has never really changed. It's like fluctuated between like $30 to $40, but anyways, this pop is worth a lot of money, I guess. I didn't know that, so... If it's on Amazon, maybe scoop it, I guess. I'm not sure if it's still on Amazon, if it's still available, but yeah. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.